let's try this. You should see my picture now, Myron. I'm just texting you, Myron, right here. It's a screen and it's showing my picture, and it should be saying live. Let's see here. Screen sharing. Share. All right. Try again and see if you can see that. I did put the volume up, Myron, so hopefully it'll work. So hopefully it will work. Let's see. So I'm right now navigating back and forth to all of them. And see if you can see that, Myron, or if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. This is weird, guys. It never does this. So you should see some funky screens. Are you able to see that or hear? Are you able to see or hear, Myron? Let's get you going here. Myron, can you hear me or see me? My goodness. All right, I'm typing in there. Let's see if we can get this going. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you can hear me a little. The chat box also disappeared and went somewhere. This is great. This is great, guys. I love technology. Yes. Awesome, Myron. I think we're good to go. Okay. Okay, Myron, try texting me if you have issues, because I think the chat box is, I'm chatting with you and it's not going through. So, okay, try texting if you have questions or if you can't hear me or see me, okay? So if you have questions or can't hear me, awesome. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so I was talking about Facebook advertising, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So think of it as the new way to actually get in front of clients, get in front of potential leads that already are looking for your real estate services. And thanks to technology, we have incredible ways to actually do this, where we can track behaviors, we can track locations, and we can create messages of value that we can put in front of the consumer, so that they can give us their contact info, and we can add them to our database, and in hopes to converting them into an actual client, right? So I'm going to get a little bit into of the main strategy you want to do on Facebook advertising, which is going to be sending people to your site, or sending people to your either your Berkshire site, where we're going to have a marketing message for them, like how much is my home worth, or you're sending them people to a landing page. And there's many subscribers out there. You can get free landing pages, or you can pay for them, and there's even very advanced systems where you can actually create numerous marketing messages, pages where you're literally sending consumers to where to them it looks like a website, and you're offering them something of amazing value in return for their contact info, right? And so in hopes, of course, in converting into an actual client, right? But your website, your Berkshire Hathaway website, has a ton of messages in itself. So I'm going to show you how to do that and send them there. I'm also going to go over a little bit on other ways you can use Facebook advertising, which also would include open house awareness, and so building more traffic, and then also marketing your listings, right? And then staying in front of your farm also. That one's very, very important, because now not only are you mailing to them, or perhaps you opt to not mail, but you're choosing to stay in front of them through a digital message in Facebook, because now you can target people based in an area. And when I get into the behaviors, you'll see how cool all of this really is. So to get started, what we're going to do today is we're going to create an ad. So when you're on Facebook, you obviously log in, and you're logging into your into your personal profile. And in Facebook, you do have to have a Facebook fan page already. So if you don't have a page, you're going to click the arrow right here, and you're going to click create page. And it's literally like 3 steps away, and you're done with your page. I'm not going to show you how to create a page, because honestly, it's going to take you guys about 2 minutes. You can watch another video on that, or you can get with me, but you have to have a business or a fan page. And this business and fan page is accessed through your personal page, right? And so within the personal page, once your page is set up, what we want to do is we want to start advertising. And what we do is we click on this little arrow right here to the side, and we hit create an ad. So we're gonna hit create an ad. The first time you log in, it'll take you to the process of like entering a credit card. It doesn't charge your credit card right away. It actually, of course, just wants it in there for future charges. And so what happens here is that you're taken to this page. Sometimes it looks like this, guys. And it depends on what kind of system you're running your computer out of, Windows or Mac, and also what upgrades you have on it. But mine see open to the third part of my ad, which is back here. This is the area where I'm actually creating an ad. But most of you, what will happen is you'll start on this page. And this page is campaigns. It used to be that they had 3 campaigns, and now look, they have like over a dozen that you can actually choose from, right? I'm not gonna go through all of them because it would take about 5 hours, but we're gonna use the most popular one, which is send people to your website. Why is this one the most popular? Because you're sending them to a place where you're giving them something of value, like the open house information, like the new listing, like your market or your market update of the month, or you're inviting them to an open house, or you're providing even more things of value. Maybe you're providing an ebook on how to buy a home in 10 steps, or maybe you're providing a video that actually teaches for sale by owner what to expect in a transaction, you know, in a seller transaction. See, those things are things of value that they'll give you their contact info. And we all know that it's all about relationships and keeping in touch and putting them in our database and giving them that experience and giving them things of value, right? So your website is used as an entire marketing hub. Your Berkshire website has a ton of marketing messages. One of the most popular messages with getting in front of your farm area or getting in front of people is they want to know what their home is worth. And with us, we have widgets that are already installed on your page that you can click on. And now this is the exact page that's going to have them fill out information so that then in turn it would go to your database and you would get that request. So I'm going to send them specifically to this domain right here, not my main domain. I'm going to take them exactly where the message is so they can get what they are there to get, right? Perhaps you're doing other types of activities, like you're doing an open house, or you can look for the open house here. And let's see if I have an address, 18380. I know this one's been for sale over here. Let's see. And you can search the home, and if it's your listing, now it's going to take you to the actual information about the property, right? And so now you have a link here that could say, go to my site and check out this brand new listing brought to you, blah, blah, or check out this brand new listing with the pool, et cetera, et cetera. Now your Berkshire website does work as a landing page. So there is a pop-up window that pops up when somebody's trying to click. And what that does is this pop-up window right here, sign up today. Receive exclusive benefits from Berkshire Hathaway, and it requires them to actually sign up before they give you all of their information. I mean, before they get to see all of the pictures. This is important, guys. Why it's important? It's because if you're driving people to your site and you're giving them all the goodies for free, they're never going to give you their contact info. They're just going to keep browsing, and they'll use your site, and then they'll go call the realtor down the street, right? So you don't want to do that. The name of the game for driving people to your site is getting their contact info. In our system, you can actually tell the system whether you wanted to collect their info or request their info within 1 click or 2 clicks or 3 clicks. I say 1 click. That's when all the advanced systems like conversion, like all these landing pages that are out there, you know, they request the info immediately. They request to get the info immediately. Otherwise, they don't get what's coming, you know, with the information that you're giving to them. So there's a lot of things you can do here. There's a blog component. There's videos you can upload. There's millions of marketing messages that you can send here. I'll just give you some examples as we go when I get into the targeting. So we're finding a message. We're finding an actual way to drive them there and get their info, right? So let's just stick to this one. You know, what's my home worth? And this is an ad that I would be running, you know, every day or, you know, 3 times a week. It would depend on your budget, and I'll talk about a budget right now. But running it consistently and staying in front of these people, because that's what branding and is all about, right? It's about them seeing you over and over and over again. And when I show you how targeted you can get with these ads, you're going to see how you can actually find people where this message would be relevant to them. And now you're not spamming and just sending it out to just anybody out there, right? So you're in the ads manager, and you're going to send people to your site. A boosting of your posts is more for likes and engagement. You can promote your page to get more likes on your fan page, but that wouldn't necessarily, there's some people that never even drive them back to the fan page. You know, they just drive them to their website, and that's where they want to capture them. So they don't really care about their fan page. I always say, you know, invest in someone to help you, or do it yourself, schedule yourself to at least post once a day on your Facebook fan page, just because, you know, we live in a world where everybody gets researched. You know, and we have Yelp where we can see restaurants and make sure, you know, that's a place we want to go. Same thing is happening with you and your real estate services. So the more active you're on the internet, the better for you. Your first strategy should be to send people to your site and to lead generate versus though promoting your page or, you know, getting brand awareness. And then there's other things in there like collecting leads, which collects the leads within Facebook on a cool Excel sheet. There's video views, because it's, yes, the more video views, the more the perception of the more popular you look, right? So you want to promote a video and get that awareness out. Raise attendance at your events now. We even have get instance for your app. You guys have a free Berkshire app. You can even use this for that. Increase conversions to your website. So different strategies, guys. Everything you can almost imagine nowadays to make this happen. But for our purposes, we're just going to say send people to your website. I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to put the campaign name. We're going to call it CMA West Wing, just so we can get organized, right? Remember, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to take this exact URL, and I'm going to copy it because I'm going to use it later. So here we get started. So we want to first start with who are we targeting this to? So this, usually I just leave this open, everyone in this location, but you can get us targeted to people who live in this location. And of course, this would not count any like second homeowners that perhaps have a home somewhere else. You can also do people recently in this location. That's like, for example, I work in Peoria, but I live in Goodyear. So maybe I am someone that eventually will want to move up there because now I work there. So it's a give and take. So you want to experiment and try it with this one. Typically, you want to do everyone in the location, period. And then you look at locations, right? So we were looking at, this is a CMA for my farm area where I'm consistently advertising to. So I want to put either my zip code, or even better, I want to put an address in my farm area and target people around that radius. So let's just find a home in West Wing. I should have had Armless open. Let me see. And you can do this, guys, doing research your own on, we're doing research your own on MLS before to get ideas. But these are just a couple of the messages here that we're going to do. So let's look real quick here. I'm just going to pull a house in West Wing because I love doing West Wing. Oh, man. I'm just going to ask this, right? And if you guys have the address you want to give me, go for it. You can text it to me, or oh man, come on. All right, so we are going to find a home in West Wing, and we are going to target people around there. All right, let's see this. Oh, come on. We might have to do this the old school way, guys. Oh my goodness. We'll try one more time. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, we're just going to find it over here. So let's find a property on West Wing. Property search. Home search. So this is how you could also do like a list. You could say, check out this list of new listings in X area, whatever. So I'm just going to go in here. I don't know if I won't do it by that. So we can do Peoria, Arizona. You can do a list. You can say, be broad and say all of Peoria. Here's a new list of new homes in Peoria. But that's really going to open it up to like everyone. The more targeted you are as far as location and behaviors, which I'll get into right now, the higher the probability that you're going to convert stronger leads. The more you let it open up to just anybody, even though yes, more people are actually going to see that, the less likely that the leads that do come in are as strong. So we'll show you that as I get here. So let's look at this beautiful property here. And there's a lot of listings in PR, guys. This is a good time. All right, so let's look at this one. So how do I click on it? All right, with it, no. Ooh, look at, you can even schedule showings from your own site, guys. This is pretty cool. All right, let's see. It's gonna stop me because it's gonna want me to register, which is kind of nice. So let me go here. So this is what the consumer would see. Sooner, I hope that the system gets faster where it's just one click away. Let me just do. There we go. And I'll get when this happens, I actually get an email notification and text saying that somebody logged into my site, and now they're allowed to actually see the property. So let's look at this one, guys. This is would be in my farm area, 12718 West Forest Pleasant Place. And I just got the email notification that somebody registered on my site, so we know that that's working. This is Blackstone at Vistancia, so we know it's a golf course community. This is a brand new listing. Let's say you wanted to promote it, or you were doing your weekly ad. I'll show you what this all means. So you copy this. I'm sorry. Let's get the address going here. 12718 West Forest Pleasant Place. So we plug in the address 12718 West Forest Pleasant. There it is. Now what happens is that you can tell the system, I want to go 5, 10, 15, 20 miles out of here. If you were doing a just listed campaign, then you would probably only want to go like 15, 20 miles, or you would look up more behavior data on where people are coming from to buy in Vistancia, right? We know that in Vistancia particularly, they're coming from Troon area, so you would want to go out maybe 30 miles out. This is why staying consistent in your farm area is important, because you start to learn the behaviors through the digital advertising that you're doing. So for our purposes, this is, if you're going to be promoting a what's your home worth, then I want to stay focused, only about 15 miles from that area, because I only want to capture all of Estancia. If it was a just listed, then I would probably want to go out maybe 30 miles. So I would want to make sure, that everybody up in even the Scottsdale area was getting a view of my ad. So just keep those two scenarios in mind as we progress. What the system is doing on this site now is that it's telling you what the potential reach is of 17 miles around that area of people. So as you can see, as you start increasing it, it just changes dramatically. So that is the area. So you want to put the area, you could put a zip code again, you could put a city, you can play with the map here even, and you would do whatever you want. So everyone in this location, custom audiences, you're not going to put that in there unless you've already been doing a lot of campaigns and you just want to copy the same audiences. Let's say you're running a weekly, what's your homework at? What's your home worth at? Then you probably want to use the same audience over and over. So you just can copy it and instead of having to do it over and over again. Also through targeting, through like pixels, which you can install on landing pages, that creates an audience. And so you can keep advertising and retargeting to those people, even though they never gave you their email. But that's a little bit more advanced. I'm not going into that today. Okay, so then they want to know the age. Now, for us, we know in Vistancia, they're not 18. They're probably, 30. And again, I'm just going through this so you guys know, you guys have to do the homework before. You have to understand your client. You have to understand what your message is and who it's going to be relevant for, right? For this one, if I'm doing what's your home worth, in Vistancia, we know typically they're older than 30. They're probably, let's just say 34. And I would leave 65 plus. If you were in Sun City Grand, you wouldn't be doing 34. You'd be doing 55. So I would just leave 65 plus. You can also test, if you want to target women or men only, or leave it with all. those are not the most important ones. I think there's definitely something to be said that women do make a lot of the decisions, but again, it's about testing. And for $5 per day, which you can pay as low as here, it's worth it. It's worth it to test out your neighborhood. Like I said, if you're consistent in the same area, you start learning the behaviors of the people within the area. And so the next thing that you want to do is languages. This is like, for example, if you speak Spanish, it'd be great to target people that actually speak that language or any other language, right? But we're going to focus mostly today on detailed targeting. Now, this is one of the coolest things in the world because detailed targeting can give you, can fine tune and find the people that are already interested in what you're telling them. So if we're doing a campaign that's going to send someone to this new listing, then we would be targeting buyers, right? And what's really cool is that in demographics, you can actually go down here and you can target people based on how much money they make. So if it's a home for 600,000 or $1 million, you know that somebody that makes under 6 figures is probably not going to qualify for that, right? You can target different generations. You can click on home and then it'll tell you right here. So home ownership, I probably don't want to do first time home buyers because they're not going to buy a $565,000 home. But I may want to do renters, right? Be specific with that. If you're doing a what's your home worth ad, you know, remember I took you to that first one. And you click on that little link that takes them right to your page where it says, what is your home worth? This one right here. If you're taking them there, then of course you want to do it to homeowners, right? You want to click on that. And now you're targeting only those that own a home. You can even get into home type, property size. The other thing that you can do, which is really cool, is even say how homeowners that have lived X amount of time in their home. And why do you want to do that? Because most people, and you have to check your neighborhoods, but it's between 6 to 9 years before they move again. So if I'm doing a what's your home worth, I can get as specific in here as putting in, you know, people that have lived in their home 6 years or more, or 6 to 9 years. That's how laser targeted you're going to be. Yes, the number of people is going to decrease over here because there's going to be less people in that area that own their home for less than 6 years. But remember, guys, they're going to be more targeted. So if somebody does click on your ad and gives you their contact info, that lead will definitely be a lot better than you targeting anybody in that area, because anybody in that area could want to know what their home is worth, but not necessarily all of them are actually ready to buy. So home and home ownership and household formation, all of that is crucial. Life events, divorce, anniversary, you can do a million different things. Behaviors is the coolest. If you click on here, renters, we're looking at income now. Likely to move is insane. I love using that one because it tracks and it tells us who's a homeowner already, like it's telling us right here, that is likely to move because they're searching for things online. They're putting stuff on their Facebook profiles, on their posts, and it's a million different ways that this is tracked, right? And you know, we're all a number somewhere on someone's computer right now, and they know exactly what message they need to build for us to buy, you know? So this is the power of this digital marketing. So if you're doing a buyer one, if you're sending them to the page where we're going to send them the pictures of your new listing or the open house, obviously you wouldn't put homeowners, because if they're already homeowners, we want to open it up to tenants. We want to open up to only buyers. So the behaviors, guys, are galore. There you could, Estancia, we know, is a golf community. So I could start typing in here golf. I could start typing in the names of golf courses. I could start typing in the actual magazine names of even what does a golf enthusiast read? Wine aficionado, what do they do? So this is, I go back to my class on content marketing. This is why when you stay focused in an area and you really become a master of that area, meaning you get to you really understand the consumer within the area, you can build some amazing, powerful messages just from your website. And where you can get real fancy, you as a realtor, is your targeting. Because now you're getting into people that want to do business with you. And it's not overnight, guys. This is repetitive. You know, this is staying in front of them, continuously providing, you know, that value, whatever it is that they're looking for. You can also exclude people. And who would we want to exclude? I would want to exclude other realtors. I don't want them to see my ad. So anybody who has any realtor in their profile, real estate, sales executive, broker, you name it. That is why you guys as real estate professionals do not see a lot of agents ads. The only time you'll see a lot of agents ads is it's if maybe one time you actually clicked on it and now you're part of their retargeting because they got you because you clicked on them. But we do get blocked. That's why you don't want to spam, first of all. And number two is like, why do you want another competitor to look at your ads? So you can exclude people as here as well. You can exclude pretty much anything. I don't know what I would exclude myself necessarily. In any other cases, we've only used it for like realtor. So it's giving us an idea over here. Right now it's saying that I put 45 miles, but let's say we were doing a what's your home worth? So let's say 10 miles. And this thing is very sensitive. Sometimes you just got to move it. Otherwise, it will not change. So let's do our what's my home worth? 14 miles, because Estancia is a pretty big neighborhood. Okay, so age 34 to 65 with behaviors that include likely to move and homeowners, just those two, not as target. I didn't even put income in there. I could put home value too, by the way, guys. You can go home value. So let's say I only want the homes in this neighborhood that are 600,000 and above. So I can actually start going in here and start picking that as well. But for our purposes, let's leave it like that today. So right now it's saying about 1,700 daily reach, and on Instagram, which now you can do Instagram as well, and it is included as part of the Facebook ad, but I'll get into the visuals and how that works right now. And you don't have to have an Instagram page, you have to have a Facebook fan page, like we all should have one, or else we wouldn't be running an ad anyways. Ad connection time, I don't mess with this. You can target it to people that already like your page, but I would just stay away from that. You can save your audience so you can use it for the future. Remember, we can come back and just click on that audience on the top. Placements, I always allow automatic placements. It's recommended. Let Facebook do its magic with algorithms. Unless you are doing mass ads and you're having all this data that you can actually compare, don't mess with it and don't play around with it. Budget and schedule. A good budget to get started is about $150 per month, which equates to about $5 per day. If you want to start on the low end, you have to be doing at least 3 ads per week at $5 per day minimum. Obviously, this is a pay to play kind of situation. So the more you pay, the more people see your ad and the more Facebook loves you and continues to show your ad, right? Not only that, guys, but you're being rated on your relevancy. That's huge right now because Facebook doesn't want to look like a spammer either. So let's say you were doing an ad that was giving away, or it was a free video on top things for parents to look out for when sending their kids back to school. And let's say you just ran this ad in all of like a certain zip code, which included Sun City Grand. Well, Sun City Grand is a retirement community, so they're not going to want to see your ad. So Facebook is going to ding you, and Facebook is going to give you a very low relevant score. And so what that means is that you'll still be paying the same amount of money as other marketers are, and you're going to be shown less. Not only that, but like looking at rhythms of marketing too. Like for example, Black Friday is a huge day of marketing. Looking at holidays, looking at things where people are using marketing a lot. You're competing with more people, so that lowers your relevancy score as well. So just things to think of. You want to take the time to learn your audience, like I said, and you want to take the time to create messages for them that actually make sense, and you want to take the time to pick the right behaviors and experiment it and see what gives you the better results. But you can do a lifetime budget, which is basically you can give it a date and time and tell it the amount. So if I was just doing it for 3 days, it'd be $15. And I would start on November 9th. Best days to run, Saturday is like the best day. After Wednesday is works. So you're doing an open house and you're driving them there. Maybe you want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. Those are the best times. So 11:10, and it's giving me a red error because you have to spend a minimum of 5 per day, like I said. And so if I just want to do it for 3 days, I'm just going to do it from the 10th through the 13th. It took away the red because now I'm spending 5 per day. It's telling me that within those 3 days, it's going to potentially show my ad to 590 people, about 590 people per day. and 270 people per day. And this is only an estimate. It's telling you based on this budget. So see what happens if I increase it. I'm not changing the number of days. It's just for 3 days. But now let me spend $150 and look at the numbers. They go up tremendously. So now we're at close to 4,000. So of course, the more you pay, the more you play, right? Daily budget, you can do a daily budget as well. You can say $5 per day. And I want this ad to run, you know, for the month. So I would say November 10th to December 10th, that should work at $5 per day. It's going to show it back down to about $5.90 and $2.70. So you see how those numbers fluctuate. And again, this is a very not so targeted ad. I still think it's amazing for us to be on a what's your home worth consistent messaging to these people that are likely to move, that are not realtors and that are homeowners within the area. And again, if you want to be specific on incomes or home values or anything like that, or that they've lived in the home longer than 6 years, your messages are going to get really, really powerful. Same thing with the buyer side, or same thing promoting an open house. It's the same thing, guys. It's just about the audience and the budget that you want to spend. So I'm just going to say I'm going to spend daily budget for 3 days. So I'm just going to go like that, or oops, this is December. And believe me, there is like no Facebook customer service number. So once you go through the process, they will charge your card and you will not hear from them. I mean, the reason they don't call and telemarket you either is because they don't need to. This works, so people are doing it. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship there. Ad set name, you're just going to call it whatever your is, you know, your monthly or daily CMA estancia. Same thing as you called it over there. That's fine. No need to get caught up on this. It's how you organize your campaigns. And then you hit continue. Now we're going to the third part. So as you see, I've been moving around right here on the side. I started with my objective. It doesn't delete anything. I went to my ad set and I gave it my audience, where to, the placements, just automatic, and then my budget and my schedule. And now I know how many people I'm going to target. And now I'm going to get into the actual visuals and the format and where I'm going to send them to for my ad. Now you can do several things. You can do a single video, a slideshow, single image. Carousel definitely is pretty cool because you can put as many as 10 pictures. And actually what happens is that Facebook does test all of them and then, you know, uses the one that converts the highest. It gives you the highest. You can do single images, but it's definitely not as fun. And you can do video, which is much more powerful because then you can track a lot more things. And of course you build a better relationship through video. And then we're going to go down. So I'm going to click carousel. And now I'm going to connect it to my Facebook fan page. You guys probably only have one. I have a zillion. So I'm just going to put BHHS AZ Northwest. And that's your business page, guys. That's like whatever you have on your business page. And it'll be there. It'll go down on the drop-down menu. And then what it's doing on this side is kind of just pulling, it's pulling like pictures from whatever link we're going to put over here. Because remember, we're saying down here, it's saying, enter the URL where you want to promote. Where are you sending them to? So if it's going to be this one, what's your home worth? Then I'm going to put it right there. And it's going to pull pictures from there. And because this particular site doesn't have a lot of pictures, it's not going to look pretty, but we can edit it. So no worries there. So let me go back to the place where there was a house so we can look at that. And even if it doesn't, you still need to manually enter photos. So you want to have photos available of whatever it is you're doing. If it's a CMA, you want to do pictures of the neighborhood. You want to do not pictures of yourself, and you want to do pictures of you know, local businesses around there, lifestyle. If it's a buyer, well, if you're marketing the listing, you want to put lots of pictures of the home, right? If you're marketing an open house, you want to put as many pictures of the kitchen as quickly as possible. So it depends on the ad that you're doing. So let's say we were going to send them here. So I'm going to copy and paste, and then we're going to go back and we're going to plug in the URL here. Put it right there. There you go. So see how it's already pulling some pictures? It won't pull everything, but it will pull some. And then what we're going to be doing is actually starting this campaign. Editing what it's going to look like. So you're connecting to your fan page. You see how I pulled the listing right there? You're connecting to your fan page and manually choose your ad creative. You can hit automatically and then it picks for you and see what it's doing. It's just basically whatever picture is on that side. But if you're doing that CMA one, it's not going to have a lot of pictures. So you want to do your own. And you always want to do your own and add really nice pictures. And the text right here is what's going to appear on the top of your ad. So it's looking blank because I'm going to need to add pictures. So let me just add pictures so you guys can see what it's going to start looking. You see these little 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. When you're clicking on that number 1, you're going to hit select image. Oops. And you're going to upload the image, and you should have the images of your listing, or you should have the images of the community, of the golf course, of the rec center, of whatever it is that you're doing. And then you're going to hit upload image. And it's going to pull it, and it's going to, let me just pull something that we can put on there. Maybe I have a house. I don't think I have a house. By the way, your pictures cannot have more than 20% verbiage on them. They have to be 80% picture. And if they do not, Facebook will not run your ad, and you will get a notice that you're not in compliance. You may also get this right here because they have to be a certain size, 600 by 600. Try it. If it doesn't work, you can go to canva.com, see ours work. So it sometimes warns you, but then it still takes it. But still, there is an awesome site called canva.com where you can actually with your pictures, create better looking pictures. So when you click on, it's free. You can just sign up with an email or with Facebook. When you click on social media, you can actually look at different templates that you can use, and it makes them visually more beautiful. So also for Instagram, that's pretty important because Instagram is all about beauty. So you can use this free site to design your own branding. And there's a lot of templates that you can use and edit. So if you want to do anything like that, if you're promoting the masquerade ball in your neighborhood, maybe you're promoting an Eastern event, maybe there's a pumpkin carving party. Those are great messages to put in front of your neighborhood consistently. You know, those are messages that are not selling. Those are messages that you're being of value. You're a raging fan of this community. So now, not only are they getting your What's My Home Worth ad, they're also seeing you in their community, promoting the events and promoting the lifestyle of the community. You can interview business owners and do videos on that. I say, check out our local business owner. He's offering 10% off on Friday, October 31st for anybody who lives in West Wing. You know, you got to get creative. This is what's cool about this, that you can do so many different things, you know. So a lot of different pictures you can add, and then you can go to number 2, and I'm going to select another image. You should do at least 6. You know, test. If you got 3 really good ones, don't let that stop you. You got to get out there and start testing and doing it. So this one, we're just going to pick some pictures. Again, I'm just doing just so that you guys can see what it's starting to look like. Let's see. Sometimes it does freeze, guys. Sometimes it's not you. There's times when I think like how to start my ad over because it just completely just whacked out on me. So let's see. Estancia, that one's perfect. Maybe I just have a ton right here. If you have them already in your library, of course, it makes it a lot easier. Image library. Let's pick this one. Let's go to number 3, and I'm gonna hit select image. Oops. I'm gonna just get it from my image library. You guys, of course, it'll be on your desktop. Confirm that bad boy, and you can add more. So you just press this the little plus sign, select image, go to my image library. Once you upload them once, they'll stay there in your image library, so you don't have to keep uploading and uploading. See, all of them had exclamation mark section, but it's still uploaded. It's not going to be as good. Obviously, you want to follow the rules with them, but they're not going to reject your ad. So don't let that hold you back. So there's one. Okay, so now I got 4 images. So it's giving us a look as to what it's looking like on the side over here. So now what we want to do is now let's get with the writing of the ad. So text, your ad, your headline is like 70% of your entire ad. If you don't have a compelling headline, they're not gonna click on your site. The good thing to do is just go research on headlines. Unfortunately, when you entice fear, people do react. So it's kind of like a headline that works. For our purposes, let's say we were sending them to an open house, then you would say something like incredible opportunity in West Wing, underpriced, or, you know, upgrades galore, hard to find, you know, whatever you're putting on there. What's your home worth? I would say something like home values are up since 2015 or whatever. See how it's typing it right here and showing it to us? Do you know what your home is worth? So this is the text where you have a lot more freedom. You don't want to be too wordy, of course, but you can put whatever you want in there. And then the headline actually is down here. We've already uploaded our images. The destination is a website URL. We're sending them to a website. You don't got to touch that. Automatically show the best performing cards first. So you see how it tests them. You want to keep it there. We've already put the images in, and here's our headline. So our headline, maybe we want to do something like home values are up. You know? Or do you really know what your home is worth? Or buy everywhere. Do not buy a home until you read this, and you're giving them some kind of home buyer tips. So it's giving you it's not changing it yet. It will change it right now, but it changes it right here. And then description. Get your complimentary. See, so it only allows you a number of characters. So we want to get that complimentary home value. So it's still too long. So you want to do something that is not so long. Home value report. That one barely made it. Okay. Home values are up. I don't know what it's not. It's supposed to change it right here. So a description is supposed to change here. Let me change and give you the preview. It's just acting slow. That's what it's doing. So this is what the ad is going to start looking like on a desktop news feed. On a mobile news feed, this is what it's going to start looking at. It's not updating, guys, but I promise you it will change it. Otherwise, Facebook won't run it for you that way. But it's frozen. I would need to refresh, and which means I would need to start all over. And that does happen sometimes. I apologize. Desktop. Okay, and then one of the things we want to do, this desktop right column, we want to remove that because that will make it show on the side, and we don't want our ad to show on the side because people are trained to look on the side when they see an advertisement. So you don't want to put it on the side at all. So you want to do news feed, mobile news feed. That one looks good. This is how it's going to start looking. Not featured. And that's how it would look if you wanted it on the side, but we're not going to do that. We're going to remove that. All right. So just make sure this is checked, because then it will not send it there. Oh, wait. No, you have to check it to make sure it goes there. Let's see. From views, actually, we're going to have to, it's recommending, it's going to test them now everywhere. That's what it's doing. Because remember in budgets and schedule, right here, it's telling you placements, automatic placements. You can hit edit placements right here. So typically what you want to start off with is, edit placements. This changed a little bit, guys. It used to be on the third section. So edit placements. You want to do Facebook. You want to keep audience, Instagram, and you're doing all devices. All devices. Yeah. And then you want to do Instagram, audience network. Specify mobile devices and operating excluding. So this is if you want to get real fancy with them. Okay, so you can, I would suggest you just do unless you've tested a lot, I would suggest you do the automatic placement. Since it's test the neighborhood a lot and see what's working better. This is another thing that you can actually do, but this is what that means. So we're gonna leave it like that, and that's gonna be the preview. So we're going back to our format and our page links and all that cool stuff. So that's what it's gonna start looking like on the desktop. And it's still not updating, guys, but I promise you that where it says headline right there with the verbiage that we put in here, oh, it took it out. That's what happened. Let's try again because we went back to the other page. So home. I'll do it slowly so that it catches up. See how it's changing right here? market value or something like that. And take your time coming up with this. I'm just giving you ideas right now. So now you go to the bottom and you enter the destination URL. I took it off for me, so I'm gonna go like this. This is the one of the house, of course. If it was a home, what's your home worth? Again, guys, we would be sending them here. So I would just copy this URL. So now I'm going back to my ad set and I am plugging it in. There it is. And now you go down here and you say review order. And it's giving you what we did. It's saying CMA West Wing, that's the one we're doing. Clicks to my site. And then I call it CMA Visante. I just named it after something else. And then targeting people 14 miles around the area of that address that we plugged in. The ad placements, it's actually going to do Facebook feeds, Facebook right column, and audience. It's going to test all of them. $5 daily. If you want to look at more, you can see link to clicks and all of that. It was 590. You would have to go back to the audience right here to see, remember the numbers. At name, default on website clicks, you can change this to CMA, whatever, to get you organized. And then you just hit place the order if you're ready to rock and roll. If you want to edit it, it'll go back. I'm not going to hit place the order because it automatically goes through, and therefore I cannot do that. So that's how it is, how easy it is, guys. I think the biggest thing, like I said, is you got to do your research. You got to not throw the spaghetti on the wall. You got to take your time with your audience, understand who they are, and develop messages that they're actually gonna get value from, because you don't want to be a salesperson where all you're doing is not showing or not being relevant, because digital marketing, you have to be extremely relevant. So do we have any questions at all? Any questions at all? Because we are getting ready to wrap this up. Do you see how you can do different types of ads, open house, listings, etc., etc.? I think the chat is still doing funky things. Any questions? And I just text you, Myron, to see if you have any questions, because the chat box is gone. See? It says group chat, and I don't know who the group is. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Then thank you so much for being part of this webinar. There will be a replay. I will post it on our Facebook group page as well. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Bye.